You're watching That Lovell-Boland Life, and welcome to part 2 of our Heartland series.
Yes, today we're exploring Yishun and Sembawang.
And just like our Bishan video, we're going to find 2 places to explore, and we're also going to go on the lookout for the best food you can get in this area.
Absolutely, but before we get into it, please do give this video a big thumbs up. It just helps others find us, and subscribe if you haven't already. So first up on our tour is Sembawang Hot Springs, and we've been told the best thing to do is cook eggs. So we're just going to do that right now.
So we have our eggs, and now we're going to try and cook them. The water is about 70 degrees, and I think it takes about 20 minutes. So we'll put them in our container. We're going to go for 4 just in case. So I'm going to cook properly. And there we have it. So like I said, this will be 20 minutes around then for some hard-boiled eggs. So while we wait for the eggs to cook, let's just tell you a bit more about why we've chosen Yishun and Sembawang as our number 2 on our Heartland series list.
Yeah, so actually the reason is because when we first moved to Singapore, we were based in Yishun. We were really lucky enough that I have family that lived in Yishun for many years, decades in fact, and we moved in with them as soon as we moved to Singapore because we didn't have an apartment actually secured at the time. So we were here for a good 3 months.
Okay, so aside from the eggs, obviously this is a hot spring. We've only been to one before in Bali. This one is right really on our doorstep, about a 20-minute drive, so we wanted to check it out. The water's about 70 degrees, so it's a little bit hot for me. I'm sweating. I'll probably sweat a little bit more when I go in, but let's give it a go. Oh, that is hot.
Is it like burning hot?
Yes.
Oh dear.
So I've been in the hot spring for about 5 minutes now, and I think my body is finally getting used to and adjusting to the temperature. It's about 70 degrees this pool, so it is quite hot, but my feet are fully submerged now. We're about 5 minutes away from when the eggs should hopefully be cooked. I'll enjoy this for 5 more minutes, and then we'll go and see if our eggs are done.
So I think we're just about ready for the eggs. They've been nicely cooking for about 20 minutes while Sam was in the hot springs. So this is the moment of truth, whether they're ready. Whoa, hot. I don't know, I'm not an egg connoisseur whether what's ready or not, but... Oh, no. That was a fail. I think they need a bit longer. We don't quite have egg on our faces over the egg fail, but just to let you know a little bit about the hot springs, they were actually first discovered in 1909 by a Chinese merchant on his pineapple estate, and it's the only hot spring here in Singapore. So definitely, if you do want to come and explore the hot springs, you have to come here because there's no other places. And then in 1922, it really has a real rich history because it was taken over by F&N, which you may know from certain cold drinks. And they actually had a bottling plant here. So it's full of history, this place. And it's right next to the army barracks, so there is quite a lot of helicopters around. But there is a lot of safe distancing as well, so I guess it's in keeping with modern times.
So the hot spring park behind me was actually opened in 2020, on the 4th of January 2020, after 2 years of renovations. If you came here before that, there was just a single tap and you'd have to bring your own buckets to take away the hot water to soak your feet in. When it did open in 2020, the park did supply buckets for you to cook your eggs, wash your feet, but unfortunately, due to the circuit breaker, because of safe distancing rules, they had to be taken away. So as we said, we tried a second time, but third time is the charm. Luckily, this auntie saw us do the second one. She said, you've got to keep it under the hot spring. So it's been there for about half an hour. We're hoping for the whites and runny yolk. So let's go. That's better. Oh, there we go. A little bit of shell. Move that.
I think that is definitely more of a success. So we have come well prepared. We've got our salt and pepper, which we're going to sprinkle all over the eggs, and I shall tell you how they taste. From hot springs, still a little bit nice and runny, just how I like it. Really good. Just need some kaya toast now. So now, after eating the egg freshly cooked in the hot springs, we're going to see you at the next place. Finally.
Now,
Well done, Sam.
how do we do this? So we haven't failed. We've caught our first prawn after about half an hour. So one down, hopefully another one to go.
Feel one, but I think it's just slipped out off the hook, which is really frustrating as we're down to our last 5 minutes or so and we still only have one prawn. Our neighbours were all very successful, so, but it was our first time, and it was when it wasn't frustratingly painful that we hadn't got more. It was fun. So even though we did only catch one prawn, we were able to get a whole bag full of prawns to take home.
So we've just finished our session of prawning at Orto, and I'm so glad and so thankful that they took pity on us and gave us this whole bag of prawns, because it had been very disappointing just taking one prawn home.
Yeah, absolutely. But the thing is that this has been a real tick off the bucket list for us, because when we lived in Yishun, we used to take the MRT, which just runs alongside us here, and I used to see this place every single day and really wanted to come. It just seems like a really fun place with friends to have a beer. I mean, right now it's the afternoon, so we couldn't drink by the prawning area, but it's really relaxing. And even as Sam said, we did only catch one, but we've had a fantastic time, and it's just been great to be by the lake right here in nature.
Yeah, and it really showcases the best of this heartland, the best of Yishun, because there is so much space, it's so vast, so many things to do, and we really hope to enjoy the prawning. What we're going to do now is eat, because every Heartland series has the best food in that area, and that's what we hope to showcase next with some laksa.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Uncle.
Thank you very much.
Here's the laksa. So as you can see, we both got with all ingredients. We added chili and also some of the, I think you said it's mustard leaf flakes, which is quite interesting. And mine is the smaller bowl and Sam is having the big one. So I can't wait to dig in.
Now, I'm not the biggest laksa fan, but because I read so much about this place online, I thought we had to come down for the best in Yishun. This smells incredible. I'm going to mix it in the chili. Oh, let's go for the broth. Wow, such a depth of flavour in that. It's just, that's so good. Definitely worth coming to Yishun just for this.
Now I am a laksa fan, and as Sam said, the smell is incredible. Now, my favourite thing is actually the broth, so I'm going to go for that. Wow, it's creamy, it's got a nice spice and also that nice sort of sourness to it as well. I think definitely we'll be coming back here. Places which was really close to where we stayed in Yishun was the Yishun Pond, and it's such a breathtaking spot, very nice, full of serenity, and we loved it. And if you do come there, this is Kutek Puat Hospital, and right here is the Hawker Centre, which is where we personally ate pretty much every day when we lived here, because we just lived over one of the blocks over there, and it is great healthy food which we really enjoyed. So it has been 3 years since we were last here in Yishun, and in that time we've seen some massive changes, and I think it just shows that how much of the rich history there is in Yishun. Even though some people say there's some stranger things going on here, we really had some great memories.
Yeah, it is a quirky place to live, but as Rianne said, the history is so rich, so diverse. If you go around, like, lots of places are named after Nisun, which is the Pinginization of the name Yishun, was actually named after this guy planting pineapples in this area. Then you got Chongpan, who was his son. So yeah, so much diverse history, so much great history, and that's why we love it so much here. It's a small area, but there's so much to do, so many good things to eat, and that's why, that's why it's great.
So just as Sam mentioned, Lim Chongpang, if you know that name, it's the area here in Yishun, but also a really great nasi lemak place, which we highly recommend.
Yeah, we really do. I wish we'd have featured it in this one, but the laksa, probably my favourite I've ever had in Singapore.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. Really hope you enjoyed our Yishun Heartlands video, and do give us a big thumbs up if you did, and do consider subscribing if you haven't already.
Yeah, and put in the comments below where we should go next. I think we've got Pongdol on the list, there's a few other places, but if there's somewhere you think we should go, put it on the list, tell us what we should do, and we'll do it.
And also, if you've had any weird experiences in Yishun, do drop us a comment. We'd really love to hear from you.
Right, we'll see you on the next one.